Let's talk about what has made this team successful in the second half of the season.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think our offense has played a lot better. I mean, it felt like we got off to a pretty good start, and the offense, struggled for a bit. And our pitching's been pretty solid almost this whole year. So we were able to score some runs and take the pressure off that pitching. But those guys have carried us most of the year, and thankfully, and hopefully, we'll keep it going.
What coming over here for the first time and experiencing what St. Louis is all about. What can you tell us about St. Louis and what makes St. Louis?
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I was really excited when the trade happened, and knew a couple guys on the team, and then just playing here over the years, just knew what this fan base was like and this organization, its commitment to winning, and that's it's held true. The outside belief, and then the city and in general has been very welcoming. It's a great place to live, and just really enjoyed it. So everything I thought and I was excited about's held true, and it's been great, and hopefully we'll continue to be that way.
Sometimes getting used to new teammates. How's that transition gone?
It's actually been easier than I thought. I knew coming in it'd be a little different with me being the new guy, but everyone was so welcoming, and this group, had a lot of the guys came up through the Cardinals, minor league system and knew each other, but they welcomed me very quickly, and the guys, show up and work hard, are committed to winning, and it's just been great to get to know everyone and just fit right in. So, once baseball starts, it's baseball. You go out there, you field a ground ball, you hit the ball, you do all that stuff, and but it's been fun to get to know guys off the field as well.
Has the family made the transition, and how do they like being here?
Yeah, they love it. I mean, the city, I got 2 young kids, so we've been exploring all the parks and the zoo and all that type of stuff. So I didn't really know much about St. Louis. We'd come in as the road team and just kind of stay in the hotel, play baseball. But, they've loved it. That's surprised. That's probably been maybe the biggest surprise in a good way of how much, I've enjoyed living here and my family as well.
Can you go? Do people recognize you?
Sometimes they do, but everyone's really respectful. I mean, I still take my kids to the park. I was there this morning with them, and I think someone said, hey, good luck tonight, or hey, we'll be at the game this weekend, or something like that. And so it's great to have the support of the fans, but they're also, respectful of, your time with your family and stuff like that. So I'm very thankful for that and just enjoying it.
Let's talk about offense or defense, priority-wise.
Well, defense, if you're here, right?
Yeah. So has that always been a priority?
The first time it was really a priority for me was when I was in the minor leagues in AA. I feel like the year before I was in A-ball. I was like, I'll just hit and get to the big leagues. And I did. I had a great year and I hit, but I didn't play very well defensively. And the light bulb kind of went off that offseason, and I was kind of evaluating my game. And I was like, if I'm going to get to the big leagues, I have to be able to play a good first base. I got to be good at defense, because when I get called up, you're not going to rake right away. I mean, as a rookie, it's tough. You're going to be ups and downs. So if I can at least be good defensively, that can keep me in the lineup, keep me around, get more bats, and eventually kind of figure it out. So I went to spring training that next year, big league camp, and just got to learn a lot in those few weeks before getting sent down. And I feel like that was kind of a turning point, where then every day was like, taking ground balls was, all right, I want to be good at this. What can I work on? Not just let me go to the cage and hit, and know that I can help my team in a number of different ways. And I saw some success right away, which was, helps motivate you, helps, keep that work ethic. And, it's been great. There's times you're 0 for 4, you don't do anything at the plate. Maybe you make a diving play, or, my favorite play is probably to pick a ball at first base when the shortstop or someone makes a great play.
Why you say shortstop, man? It could have been the second base, my favorite.
Well, it could have been anyone, but yeah, I'll catch any ball. I just, relate, and I think that's a really cool thing about first base that I enjoy, is it's a team position. You're there to help the guys. You're not usually making a play by yourself, and so I enjoy it.
Yeah, and having a chance to spend a little time with you in spring training. You got good hands, got good feet.
Nice.
And one thing that you do that I don't think people give you, you run pretty good too.
Yeah, I try to work on it. I'm a bigger guy, but I try just, whether it's base running or at defense, just there's a lot of different ways to help us win and just take that extra base, or I try to be in the right position on defense, and I definitely put a lot of work in that too. I try not to, just take the off season. I run a lot and try to do sprint work and all that type of things, and just try to do the best I can.
We've kind of touched on it a little bit, but what separates the great players from the average player?
That's a good question.
I don't really know if there's one answer. I think for me, what I've just tried to do is just keep learning and keep getting better every day, not take anything for granted, and it's helped me. So if there's any little thing I can pick up a guy from a different position, another team, watching the pitcher, I just have tried to keep learning and keep getting better.
Yeah. From a health standpoint, do you have any superstitions as far as food and the way you eat, or things that you eat every day that you think gets you on track?
I just try to eat well, eat healthy, understand that diet plays a part in how we perform, but I also don't try to limit myself. If there's something that I'm craving, have a little bit of it and just try to have a balanced diet.
Is anybody on the team that you hang out with when you're on the road?
I've tried to get to know everyone. Probably Wayno and Carp, I knew them a little bit. I've enjoyed getting to know Matt Wieters this year, and if any other guys, invite me to dinner, I try to go. I think being the new guy, I just tried to talk to guys off the field and get to know them and, what they're like.
Most of the time I would do, if I can't get the ball and tag the guy, I'm just going to let you get it.
Now, what is your routine as far as hitting is concerned? You go to the cage all the time? You spend a lot of time in the cage?
I don't know if it's a lot, but I definitely try to prepare every day, and I have a routine. I'm not scared to switch my routine up, but I have kind of my routine that I would do is usually just take some flips with the hitting coach, hit a few balls the other way, work on pulling a few balls, and then, kind of finish up with just hitting the ball where it's pitched. And, if there's something else I need to work on, there's times that I really like using the pitching machine and maybe seeing some velocity or working on breaking balls or stuff like that. But definitely just try to prepare every day. That's something I just put a lot of my focus on, and I feel like I don't want to take a day off. I'm not going to take a day off in the cage. I may take less swings, maybe like we have all the games or maybe a couple double headers. That's a good time to maybe take a few less swings, but I still want to prepare for the game every day. And if I do that, then whether it's a good day or bad day, I can live with the results. But if I'm not prepared, if I don't put in the work, then I may be second guessing. I could have done this, or I wish I would have done that. And that's not how I want to go home after the game.
You watch a lot of video? Do you study a lot of video?
I would say not really as much of my own swing. I like to be prepared about how the pitcher's going to work, and now with the video I can watch them. And so especially if it's a guy I haven't faced either in a while or at all, then I think you can pick up some things from video. And so I'm going to use all the tools that that they'll give me, but I'm not a guy who sits in there and really likes to study my swing. That's probably not my strength. But understanding how teams are going to hopefully attack me, or how the pitcher, his strengths and weaknesses and how I can attack him.
While we're talking about that, scouting reports, we used to get scouting reports all the time. Or do you study that much?
Yeah, I use what we have. It's definitely changed over the last few years even. But, there's a lot more analytics involved in it too. But this organization does a great job of kind of putting it on tee for you, giving a great summary of your pitcher, and so I kind of do my work and then kind of check with what our front office and our stats guys have too, and kind of line them up together. And so if I see something that lines up with what they have, then that's great. And if there's something different, then I can kind of maybe dive a little deeper and see if what I thought, why that doesn't line up, or maybe I made a mistake, or maybe there's something that they missed, and just kind of come up with a game plan. But I think the biggest thing of that is always keeping it simple. It's not like I have all these numbers. I feel like people think the way the game's kind of gone now that there's like, oh, well, this number and this percentage and that, and maybe there is, but for me, if all those stats, if it's not simplifying it so that I can just react while I'm out there, then I'm really not going to use it. So, and most of the stuff we get, I feel like does simplify it, and we can use those scatter reports. But I just feel like the outside perspective is like, now there's so much information that's getting in guys' heads, but for me, it's like, I think a lot of that in this organization does a great job of simplifying it so that maybe it's one piece of information that then you can go use, but you're still out there just trusting your instincts.
Yeah, how's your conversations with Mike Schilt? You have pretty good conversations with him?
Yeah, you've talked to him. He's a great communicator, and it's great. He listens really well, and he asks a lot of questions, so it's great getting to know him. And he's all in for the players and for this team and organization. And I think that's what you want in a manager, or really any coach. He's trying to put you in a situation to succeed and trying to help you out in any way. Sometimes it's encourage you, sometimes it's maybe correct a mistake you made, and that's what we want. If I make a mistake, I want them to tell me, hey, you can do this better, or if you do something well, then it's great to get that pat on the back too.